Welcome back, everyone, to its last call. Last call with the alcohol only on. It is the Last Call YouTube channel. Now, join me on the line. This man here will be fighting once again. It's the PFL tournament. He's now entered into it. It's official. It's happening. No more coronavirus. No more any of that crap. But he has a new opponent. He's going to be taking on a different style, but he's ready for it. We're going to talk about that and a whole lot more. I give you once again the pride of America Top Team. I give you Jordan Young. Jordan, it's you versus Vinny Magalhaes. You were supposed to take on Samino Rama, and he's more of a wrestler, striker. You now go from a guy who's predominantly jiu-jitsu. Is it easy because it's similar? Is it is it tough because he is a grandmaster in jiu-jitsu? He is one of the best in the world, just pure jiu-jitsu and submission.
100%. I think that it could be a blessing or it could be a curse. Just depends how the fight goes. Rama was a different style. I was prepared for that style. Vinny's a different style, but I'm prepared for this style as well. With Rama, we were looking at somebody who's going to try to inflict damage with his hands and feet, with the stand-up. And with Vinny, we're looking at somebody who's going to try to take me down. And, stopping the takedown and causing damage is something that I've dealt with my whole career. So it's something that I'm prepared for. And, honestly, in MMA, I'm good off my back and I get a lot of submissions off my back. Hey, stop. I got a Great Dane and a pit bull. They're having a little play time over there. But anyways, I get a lot of submissions off my back. But, in MMA, you really don't want to be on your back if you can avoid it. So I'm just approaching this fight as I would with anybody else that I wouldn't want to be underneath.
You've seen him. And I'm not even talking about scouting. You've seen him in just fights in general because he made a name for himself in the Ultimate Fighter. He won he came to second place in the finale. He's been all over the place. Won the Abu Dhabi Combat Club, World Jiu-Jitsu, and everybody keeps telling me, "Oh, he's there's Jiu-Jitsu and there's great Jiu-Jitsu. He's considered one of them." What makes him so dangerous? When you talk about Jiu-Jitsu and him, why is it that he is such a damn good fighter in terms of using his Jiu-Jitsu at MMA?
I wouldn't even. He's really good at jiu-jitsu. I don't see much fighter in him though. Like he doesn't. He wouldn't be a great. He wouldn't be a good. Not even great. He wouldn't be a good representation of MMA in any other sport. He can't kickbox. He can't box. He can't really wrestle. He's good at jiu-jitsu, and he's world class because he's been doing this since he was a little kid, and he's been consistent and just competing on that platform. He's competed at every level of the sport when it comes to jiu-jitsu, and I think he stays true to what he knows he's good at.
Why is he? I guess for you, I don't know. Jennifer, what is it about his jujitsu that makes him more dangerous for the people? You've seen him. So what is it? Does he do something different? Is he more aggressive? Is he more opportunistic? What is it about his jujitsu that you know what's coming and people know he's going to do it, and he still gets submission wins just because it seems like he is that good at it. What is it? What is, I guess, the secret to his jujitsu?
Yes, so he's a big guy. He has some muscles and he's really flexible, and he goes for it as soon as the fight hits the ground. He's looking to use his body to tangle you up, and he doesn't use any hesitation. He transitions well through his sequences, and he's always going to the next thing It's not like you take him down and he's going to look for an armbar. He's going to look for an armbar and then transition that into a triangle, into an omoplata. He's a step ahead of a lot of the guys that he faces in jiu-jitsu.
When you have a guy like that, as you mentioned, he goes from submission to submission. Like if you have your arm, you pull it out. Okay, he'll go for the leg. If you pull the leg out, he'll go for the neck. How tough is it being sort of patient? Because as you said, it's almost like he's trying to look for a mistake. He's trying to bait you doing something where you either get too aggressive, you get too caught up, and all of a sudden he's going to catch you. How big is it here being just sort of, all right, be patient, take a deep breath, and don't start freaking out when you get taken down?
Yeah, it's like this. It's like you got to be systematic. You got to break them down. You got to apply that pressure, and you just have to be ready to scramble like hell and use your underhooks, your overhooks, whatever you need to better your leverage and your position and get back to your feet. I think a key to dealing with this guy's style is just not going to the ground at all. If you allow him to take you down, or you get into a position where your back's on the ground, then you're in his world. So just using wrestling and not necessarily going to the jiu-jitsu game will benefit me in this fight.
How much do you enjoy the fact that this wasn't one of those last minute things? Previously, you and I have talked, and it's been like, oh, opponent pulled out 2 weeks notice. Now you're like, oh crap, I gotta rehaul the game plan. This fight's not going to happen for at least a good couple weeks. It's not, the first round is actually going to be, this is going to be actually a fight that's going to happen on April 29th. So you still have 18 days. You've had probably, for a whole month to basically get ready. How much do you like the fact that it's not a last minute thing? It's something where you can still train, you can bring us new, work with new people, and nothing is being interrupted.
Yeah, this is nothing new to me. My last 2 fights before this was short notice pullouts, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, stuff like that. So I've been dealing with this for a while, and honestly, it just comes to my gas tank's full. I've been training, I've been consistent, and I knew I had a fight coming for a long, long time. So I've been in the gym. Vinny is a jiu-jitsu guy, so he's a martial artist. He's always in the gym working on grappling and jiu-jitsu. But how hard has he been working his conditioning? How hard has he been working his striking and his wrestling, and just trying to improve all facets of his MMA game? He's been around the sport for a while, and I think his style is his style. He's not adding anything to his strategies or to like his repertoire to blend the arts better together. You know what I mean? With Vinny, you what you got is what you get. What you get is what you got, but yeah.
We're gonna go back to this fight in a bit. Take me back to the last year. It's been crappy for a lot of people I know. You yourself, you went from you left Bellator, you signed a PFL, you were very excited, then all of a sudden everything gets shut down, and PFL says, "Yep, the whole year's done." And how tough was that for you? Just as they say, idle hands, or are a bad enemy for you? How tough was that? Just not having fighting, not having anything to look forward to, and you're just basically sometimes sitting there at home going, "Okay, I'm sick and tired of Netflix. I want to get the hell out of this house. I'm starting to freak out here. It's getting a bit tiresome."
Yeah, there's always something to work on in this sport, and you can never really be satisfied. Also in life in general, MMA, you make when you're consistent and you're winning, you make good money, but it's not the most money in the world. So there's always different ways to work on your hustle and figure out ways to make money. So, unless you're, extremely rich, you really shouldn't be bored in this life. But in between, training in the gym, I'd go through spurts where I was in the gym really hard. And then maybe I have a couple weeks where I was, taking my foot off the gas a little bit, training a little less, more technique, less like hard goes. And, just balance, having times when you're going hard, having times when you peel back, having other focuses outside of the gym. It helps make the time pass and just, get you through to the next stage.
I was gonna say, what were your other focuses? Like, where were some of the ways you've been looking at, trying to make money on the side, or having that second source of income?
Yeah, just hunting for sponsors, working with sponsorships. Also, personal training, holding pads for people, just networking, getting out, meeting new people, finding new opportunities. I'm big on Call of Duty. I like playing Call of Duty. I have a pit bull and a Great Dane, so I like going outside with them, hanging out with them. There's a couple TV shows I like to watch. Me and my girlfriend, we like to cook in the house. You know what I mean? Cook food, good food. It's that's always something that we do. So just different little activities to make the days pass.
How big is also the internet for you in terms of it's allowed a lot of athletes to make money on the side, whether it's Cameo, Twitch TV, you have Twitter, Instagram, you have Snapchat, you have even for some people like my fans, OnlyFans. How much does that help having all these outlets where it's like, okay, I'm going to start my own Twitch channel. People pay to watch people to play video games. Say I can make some money on that here. Doesn't mean sort of crib my style. Like, how big is it having all these places where there's money to be made if you know how to have a personality, if you know how to use it correctly?
Yeah, you just got to kind of find your niche and you got to stick to it. It's like there's so many different avenues, and they're not all going to be super fruitful for everybody. Some people are going to have followings that stick to certain platforms, and some people aren't. So I think it's all about just finding what works for you and applying your foot to the gas.
Now, I know about you have an Instagram account. what else do you have? What are some of the other ways that you've been trying to make money in alternative settings?
So I have a Twitter as well, and I'm most prominent on Instagram though, and I'm not really on too many of these other sites. I don't have a TikTok or like a Twitch or anything like that, not yet at least. But on Instagram, everybody can find me at JAY185.
Now, all right. So all this is going on, as you mentioned before, and how happy were you that you were in Florida? That wasn't like you were in New Jersey, California, New York, and you've heard the stories where people are having to hide in the gym because the cops are showing up. No, can't work out. You're not allowed to shut down. I mean, how happy were you that Florida, at least, even in let's say the last 6, 7 months, has been like, all right, we're getting back to normal. Screw this. We got to open up because everybody's going crazy.
Yeah, I already don't like following rules as is like that. I don't like authority like that. So, imagine being told that you can't do something as simple as maintain your health and whatnot. So I definitely enjoyed being in Florida and having the best gym in the world, like American Top Team. Our owner, Dan Lambert, he made sure that we had COVID testing in the beginning of this thing so that we could continue to come in the gym and train. And that was a big weight off our shoulders.
What else are you looking at? And as I said, when I say looking at, like you've mentioned for training, teaching other people. I know that you're doing private, lessons here. What's on the bucket list now that things are opening up? Now that hopefully everything's getting back to normal, is there any other business that you've been looking at? Whether it's your own T-shirt, whether it's selling merchandise, opening up an online store, whether it's even as we mentioned before, a YouTube channel, something like that. Like, what are some of the things you're looking at? Going, you know what? I have a name. I'm young. I know what the hell I'm talking about. I know how to hustle. This is something I've been looking at. This is something I want to try now because, hopefully now people are ready to open their wallets and start spending money.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'd like to start selling some merchandise. I'd like to set up an online store for that. And my thing is I'm like a little picky. I like my like I haven't put anything out because the logo and the quality has to be super good, Um, behind merchandise and having like an online site though. I also would like to improve on my YouTube, like the content I put out. I'd like to have a YouTube channel and some more consistent like vlogging done. Those are like the two areas that I'd say I'm focusing on when I get through this little spurt of fights this year.
I want to go back to this tournament here because it's a risk because you could lose this tournament by just not even losing a fight. All it takes is an injury. All it takes is you getting cut and not being able to compete in the second match here. How much do you have to almost adapt your style to? You start off strong these first couple fights, you build points, and then it's like, okay, just win and survive. Win and survive. Don't try to get injured because you've seen it. It's not that sometimes the best guy who wins, it's the guy who just can stay healthy and keep surviving that advance to $1 million tournaments.
No, 100%. I think that longevity and being able to recover after these fights is going to be key. Um, I'm not the biggest risk taker in my fights anyways, but like I feel that people are probably gonna have to minimize their risk taking. There's some situations where people are banging in the pocket and it's like 50-50 on who's gonna get clipped. And I don't think that that's necessarily the right mindset for a tournament like this where you have to show out again in 30 days, a little over 30 days.
With everything going on, I know that last time we spoke, it was coming off the heels of Julius Anglikas. And as I said, you weren't in that good mindset for that fight. You weren't really ready. It's also monkey see, monkey do. And people looked at that fight and went, okay, Julius Anglikas, big, strong guy, very powerful. He bullied Jordan around. We're going to try to do that here. And how much of this last training camp, the last several weeks, has also been about putting on more muscle, putting on more power, making sure that, guys can't do what Anglikas does and march you down, keep it standing, bully you around, and take advantage of the fact that you're, a slender guy, but you're not this guy who's built like a plug.
Yeah, I don't need to change anything too much. I had no excuses for that fight. Julius won that fight. I had a hip injury going into that fight, and I wasn't 100% for that fight. When it comes to strength, though, I don't feel Julius was stronger than me. I'm taller than a lot of these guys, and I have a different leverage than a lot of these guys. in the first round, me and Julius, we were in like a 50-50 position, and I spin him around and turn him and put his back to the wall pretty easily. He wasn't stronger than me in any facet. He did do a good job of putting pressure on me, and I had a hard time moving to my right side laterally, and he did a good job putting me against the wall and landing some shots on me. As far as the monkey see, monkey do, anybody who looks at that, they can feel free to come and try to do that to me themselves. You know what I mean? If you look at my 11 fights prior to the Julius Enriquez fight, I don't even so much as get hit. So, I took more shots in that fight right there than I did in 11 previous fights, if that tells you anything.
As I said, it all comes back down to it's the first fight for you will be on April 29th, 2021, the Ocean City Resort, Atlantic City, New Jersey. It's PFL 2. You'll be fighting once again Vinny Magalhaes. As you said, your game plan is very simple. Keep it standing, knock him out, keep him basically away, and just use your jab, use your kicks, and make it a long fight. His fight is very simple also. Take you down, start making you, move into a position you don't want, and he's going to let him slap on an armbar, a rear naked choke, a leg lock, something, and he advances. How big is this about adjustments and where either you adjust and force him to stay basically at length for the entire fight, or for him to make adjustments and go, okay, well, I can't do this, I'm gonna try something different? How big is it for you making sure that no matter what adjustments he makes, he can't use his strengths against you?
Yeah, no, I'm not really too concerned with his jiu-jitsu even so much. Like I said, my wrestling is better, and I won't be giving up any takedowns to him. But even if I did, I wouldn't be concerned. I've been doing jiu-jitsu all my life, and I'm not saying I'll go out there and submit Vinny, like make it sound simple like that. But Vinny's not just going to go out there and submit me either. So, although he's a specialist, imagine being in a fight and if you couldn't get the takedown, then like all the odds are stacked up against you. It's kind of crazy.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I give you it's one of the favorites to win this tournament, a man who is on a mission. I give you it's Jordan Young. Jordan, before I let you go, where can fans check you out at? As you said before, if people missed it, where is the Twitter page? Where is the Instagram page? Where else can fans hit you up at?
So my Twitter is 2CheckFighterJ. So the number 2 and then Check Fighter J. No, matter of fact, not J, just 2CheckFighter. 2CheckFighter. And then on Instagram is JAY185. Those are my 2 most prominent social medias, and I'll be posting about my fight leading all the way up to April 29th on there.
Jordan Young, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are proud to have him on the show. Stay tuned for more great action coming up. Once again, only on it is Last Call. Last Call with the Alcohol, only on the Last Call YouTube channel.